Alright, welcome back YouTube. So today we're going to be playing Pure Paladin. Now this is, probably it is one of the best decks to be playing right now. It's top 2 next to, Undead Priest. So if you're not, playing this or the other deck, you're probably, not consistently winning. I mean, you could be winning, with like Big Demon Hunter, but, you're probably just losing to these decks right here. But, yeah, with the nerf to the Death Knight class, not allowing the class to discover their 3 rune cards, makes this deck actually slightly more consistent because, well, for one, Blood Knight can't discover Soul Stealer anymore, and so you can't, you could build a board, they could Soul Steal it, you could do the same thing again, they play another one, go through, like, they're just gonna not have as much resources against you, and so you have a higher chance of survivability, especially with the Countess. If you get like those really good big legendary minions that you want, and they try and remove them, if they spend all the removal spells removing all your little minions and you're able to follow up with the Countess into those big legendary minions, they're not really going to have a chance against you at all. But yeah, we're going to give this list a shot on the ladder right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, Rogue.
Stay in the shadows.
I will bring order.
I really don't like keeping this hand. I like having this when I know I have like Lightblade in hand too, so I could play around it with that, but by itself it's not inherently that good. And this rogue is probably going to be the value rogue, or whatever you want to call it, the combo rogue. Period is nice to see. Sure.
The light dims,
Yeah, I'll play that.
but we fight.
Turn 2 could probably play Hand of a Doll on it and be fine. Okay, so this is gonna be the pirate, or maybe it's not pirate. I guess other rogues have been playing that. Okay, so that's nice to see. To argue, we could keep this in hand, because we can't play this by itself because they have Eviscerate, they have Bone Spike still, they have a bunch of ways to remove this, so we can't just like play this and be fine with it. The real question is, do we just go ahead and play it on here and go face and make him do all the trading, or do we tap and just go face? Kind of depends. If we draw this, we could draw into our Maul, or possibly a Seal of Blood. So I think I do want to do this and not just save it for this, because there's always gonna be another time to play it with Lightblade.
I must move quickly.
Yeah, Sous Chef is fine.
Repent.
Now we can trade here, which isn't too bad.
Repent.
Yeah, I think it's okay just to do that. Either way, they might have a removal spell, they could tap and trade into it, whatever they want to do.
Never bring a sword to a fish fight.
Okay. Coin tap. Yeah, okay, that's exactly what I figured. Something they would like kind of do. They're going to have to like trade into it with the weapon. All right.
Need a bit
Yep,
more
we'll play
spice
this.
over here.
It does make the matchup a lot harder if you don't open up the Disco Mall into a bunch of your really cheap stuff, or even having like Boogie down on turn 3. Makes the matchup a lot harder. Because now at this point we kind of have to play at the rogues, we're at this point we're just reacting instead of just playing stuff. Being proactive with the deck is a lot better than, reacting to what the rogue does, because the rogue's always going to be able to react better than we can, because that's just how the class is built. That is fine though, I don't mind him trading here, because then we're going to play multiple of the Silverhand recruits, and these are going to become cheaper. Wait, what did he do? Oh, okay, did that. Sure.
Reporting for duty.
Now, I'm actually debating playing this and giving Divine Shield and trading right here. Because if I just trade right here, it's just meh. This gives another buy down the board. It also reduces the cost of these too. This next turn we can drop down the Curator and draw everything from our deck, basically. Which is alright, I guess. Like, it is definitely good. This is a really good card. But I don't know what exactly, like, this is probably Pirate Rogue, judging by the instrument tech and the pirate stuff. I don't think I've seen Door of Shadows in Pirate Rogue before. The Old Blood is really nice to see, actually.
Our story,
I'm gonna do that.
our redemption.
This is why we waited and just went ahead and played the Hand of a Doll instead for a turn like this.
I did.
Yeah, okay, he just concedes. That's perfect.
Uther versus the Lich King.
Hey.
You
This is gonna be the hardest matchup for us. Do we keep the Countess in the hand though? That's a good question here. Curator Countess are still pretty high. Yeah, we just want to curve out a little bit better. That's fine. You could argue keeping the Curator or the Countess in hand, depending on if you know the matchup. Like if you know if you're going to be playing against this guy or whatever, and you know he constantly plays Death Knight, then maybe. Or Blood Knight, I mean, or something like that. But yeah, this is Blood Knight, this is fine. And we actually have Disco Maul here, and so what we're going to do with every other Pure Paladin does is we just keep playing stuff until it gets like +20, and then we just hit face and win. Question is, which one do we want to lead with? Probably just the Sanguine Soldier's fine. Because next one we're going to be playing the Disco Maul. Leandrid's not bad to see. Now we can double trade here, but what's the fun in that? Let's hope he doesn't have like Blood Boil in hand, because that's what's going to make this matchup a lot harder if he opened it or he kept it in his hand. It's also probably better for us to not be trading and stuff like that, so he can't have corpses for Corpse Explosion, because the games that go really well for Pure Paladin, or at least for me against Blood Knight, is just to ignore everything he has and just continuously go face.
The light dims, but we fight
Like that. And then hopefully he doesn't, you know, do a lot here, because when we play the Funk Fin, I mean, he probably does trade into this stuff anyhow, but the off chance that these don't go, the Funk Fin's going to buff these up, and that's going to be more damage to face. That is a pretty cool art. I never really used the Leandrin too often. Like at first when I was playing this deck, I didn't feel like it was too necessary to play her in the deck, because like how often are you gonna guarantee to get the buff on her without spending a bunch of mana and then spam a bunch of minions that are gonna be able to rush? Like the off chance that sometimes you get it to buff and then you get to drop down like 2 0-cost light rays and then get Divine Shield and Rush is very unlikely. But again, I don't think there's anything else that just fits the card better than this one does, but I don't know, I'm actually kind of curious. What's the win percentage of you playing that card? Where is it at? Yeah, played win rate's not very high. It's kind of interesting too. Win rates hasn't really changed much. Yeah, it's just a pretty mid card, funny enough. Okay, well that's just enough to play this year. Because we could trade there. Is it worth to give something a 4/4 buff right now? I don't know about that. I'm gonna go face here actually. He does have the coin, so he could coin out Blood Boil here if he really wants to, and then trade, which would stink. We'd lose a lot of tempo if he did that. Okay, judging by that trade, he doesn't have it. Okay, that's fine. Trade into this. Oh no. Okay. I'm actually okay. So we could play the Leandrid here and then buff it, so it gets up to, what is that, 6 attack, and then hope that this lands onto it and it sticks on the board, because then whatever we're drawing here, we'd be able to play it and we'll get Divine Shield and Rush.
Let me think.
Or we could just play it, tap, trade, and go face, or and then trade here. To guarantee that doesn't happen. But then, you know, next turn if he has Corpse Explosion, it's only gonna be at what, 4, which would remove everything here if that's the case. I don't know, it is kind of funky.
Easier to draw blood than staunch it.
You know what? Let's wait on this. We'll attack here first. See where the buff lands. Okay, so that's a 7/6 now. Now I'm gonna do this, which is weird, but that's just so I could get this Divine Shield and that as well. And that's what we're gonna do there. If you can't remove this, then, or if you can remove this, we just lose. But he shouldn't be able to. This Corpse Explosion. Well, I mean, he'd be able to remove the Divine Shield, but that's, see, 10, 12 damage. Aw, darn, he has Death Strike. Oh, that's a good card to see.
Our story, tragic. Our redemption,
Oh, why is it lagging?
divine.
Oh, he gets Divine Shield, that's awesome. Okay. Yes, yes. And this is how you know. Here, Paladin is broken if you can do this against the Blood Knight. But, you know, the off chance he has Blood Boil, we just kind of stings here. He's played 2 of him and Turge, so he's most likely going to have some type of card he discovered that could heal. But, I mean, these Divine Shields will be a little hard to get through. If he does have Corpse Explosion, that's going to be really, really bad for us. That's perfectly fine, because that means we win.
Thank you. 'Tis true.
See, easy way to grind up on the ladder. Even against Death Knight. Very, very easy.
Urel versus the Lich King.
Okay, this is another Blood Knight. Let's see if we get lucky again and beat him down as well as we did the other guy. Yeah, we don't really keep anything here. Especially if it's like a Unholy or Frost aggro, we don't want to keep this hand at all. You could argue keep the class action lawyer, but like they're not going to be putting down any huge minions that we're going to need to reduce to 1/1. Yeah, we like to see Sous Chef in the opening hand because our late raids are going to get smaller at that point. Ooh, and the Disco Maul is perfect.
Need a bit more spice over here.
Especially having this. If he doesn't trade into this right away, we could play this. We'll have 2 things that will buff us up too. Like this card was something that should have been nerfed. This should have went to like 3 or 4 mana and they adjusted the attack maybe. Because like this is the most broken weapon that they made for Paladin by far. Actually, take that back. I don't remember what other weapons are in Paladin that are in Wild, but I feel like this is like the best one by far. Okay, Boogie Down on 3 is perfect. I'm not going to attack with a weapon yet.
The citadel stands strong.
Okay. Well, judging by Heart Strike, we know it's Blood Knight, which I don't see too many of them play that. So this might be a different deck. This might be like double red and a green or double green and a red, judging by that. But I'm not 100% sure. So my reasoning for playing Boogie Down here is if he doesn't remove everything or remove both the Divine Shields, we can play Jitterbug into it and trade, and that'll draw us 2 cards, which will feel pretty good. Now we could actually trade here. It's going to draw him a card, but that means he's most likely not going to be removing any of our Divine Shields unless he taps and trades into one of them, or plays the weapon and trades. That's perfect because we can play this and we'll be able to have full value out of the Divine Shields. And there's Seal of Blood. That's amazing. Okay, well, I don't really like trading here, but I'd like to draw something else here. So I'm going to trade here though. Okay, Sous Chef is fine. So that's going to buff up our weapon here. Yeah, he's drawn quite a bit of stuff. Okay, Obliterate kind of stinks. But it's one Obliterate that's not going to be going onto one of our big buffed up minions. You know, if we top deck Lightblade here, we could Seal Blood it and feel pretty good. Okay, that's not Lightblade, but it's fine. I will play Sous Chef, and I will play this actually, and go face, because that's what you do with the deck, and play another Silverhand Recruit. Yeah, since it's turn 5 and he only has 2 corpse, I think this is a safe play. If he has Blood Boil in hand, it doesn't really affect us that much because we're going to be getting more of these, which is going to buff up this even more. And we're still hiding behind 2 death. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Don't care. I would really like to draw a Lightblade right here because we have both of these. Another Disco Maul.
Too spicy.
You know, we might be able to just buff the crap out of this thing. Yeah. Yeah, we're just getting this as big as possible at this point. If he has Blood Boil here, so be it. Or even Corpse Explosion isn't too bad. But we're just trying to grind this out, and then we're just going to attack for lethal. I mean, he's drawn quite a bit of cards. He probably has 1 card by now that could remove all these. But I'd much rather see it happen to these rather than a bunch of our other minions here. Oh, no much is fine. Counts us on 7 is perfect, but I don't want to do that actually.
My client
Gonna do
has
this.
the heart of a hero.
And you will see why, because we have an 8/8 buff here. Oop, one of these. There we go. We don't actually buff that up. We're gonna buff it up this way. We could have played the Righteous Protector there, but it's fine. We don't have to. So now our the Countess is going to be set up pretty well. If we get Crush, Gromish, play all 3 of our invitations into Test, like all that, or not Test, whatever the spell is, I'm basing on the name, or minion that maybe it is Test. I don't know. Does Test recast your things? I don't remember if they do or not. Do we have lethal here? And I'm just blind. That's 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We do not have lethal. I am going to play the Countess down.
Remember this day, for you are graced with my presence.
Turn 8, he could have Soul Stealer here, so it's probably safe to assume he's going to play the Soul Stealer here. And that's why we're not going to play Light Ray here, so we still get value out of it. And if not, you know, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then we just have lethal with that, but that's fine. You can play another No Muncher. I'd like it if you'd hit right here, actually. Okay, that's fine. Oh, and there's the Light Blade. So we probably have lethal with that, but I'm just going to play these out and see if we get lucky. Oh, that's kind of an interesting MC Blingtron. But discovering a relic might not be too bad, actually. We do have a taunt, which could make this kind of go crazy. That has Rush, which isn't too bad, actually. And copy a minion of each minion type in your hand. We can get copies of that and this. It's not too bad. After you cast a spell on a friendly minion, set that. Well, we could cast that onto it. Voon is probably the better thing to pick, though. Okay. Probably already miss lethal, in all honesty, but we'll do this. Pick that. Okay, boop there. Play that. This. Add both of these back to hand. Go face. Face like that. And we're patient, because we know he has a Soul Stealer, or he probably does. And if not, then we just have lethal on board. We don't want to overextend too hard with these, because these are basically our last push with minions. And we don't have any fire spells either in this deck, do we? Like the Still Blood, yeah, those are holy spells. So we can't even re-summon these back up, so we have to use them at the right time. But judging by that, he probably doesn't have anything, right? If he removes it, that's still, what, 7? 11 damage, plus 13, 14. 13, 14. We have 5 right here. We could also add it with Light Blade. Broad Strike, okay. That's fine. Well, we definitely didn't get anything that helps him win there. Yeah, okay. Well played. Nice. Another Blood Knight. Taken down by pure Paladin. Oh, okay. Demon Hunter's fine. Ooh, we like seeing Boogie Down in hand. Yeah, the rest we don't really want here at all, but Boogie Down's perfect. Light Blade's fine. Another Boogie Down's cool. This is probably a big Demon Hunter, right? I actually don't know how well the deck goes up against it. I feel like if we just control, or if we just push them down, we just kind of win. If they don't have a good opening hand. I did revise the list. So the big hunter list that I played, or the big demon hunter list that I played on the channel, I found a different list that I kind of liked, and I made a few adjustments to it. And so I think that list is a little bit better than the one I was using, at least consistency wise. I think it was a little bit better. Wow, going out the Taste of Chaos already. Sure, yeah, so this is probably... There's no point just playing the Light Blade by itself, so we'll just tap. The whole point to Light Blade in the deck is to get value out of your Sealed Blood and your Hand of Adal and your... or whatever, how you pronounce that, I'm not gonna even try. And we play the Golden Boogie Down because that gives us the best luck. And then we go into Jitterbug. Wow. That's what he got off of that? That's crazy. Well, maybe we don't win this because he's had every single type of removal already. Just rough. Actually, we just play it again. We do this. We send on our decks, we have a better chance of getting to the Countess and all of our better stuff here. It'd make it a little bit more helpful if we had the Disco Ball in hand, because we could play it and drop it down with all the minions we're getting from Thushep. Does he have the 1 mana that deal Unleash Fell? Yeah. Isn't that unfortunate? Oh my goodness. Pumpkin's fun. Yeah, drop them all down because this is now a 2 mana 5/5. I really do like that Demon Hunter portrait too. The Omen, it's really cool looking.
The Queen's trove is forbidden.
Okay, he plays the Treasure Garden list. I think that's what I was playing in my first list. I particularly didn't like it very much. That is a lovely thing to see.
Our redemption divine.
Okay, and we play light right here because that's what we do. Yeah, I don't know. My reasoning for that, it's turn 6 for him. He's played all the spells, so we could potentially, you know, pull out a demon if he has the 6 mana Naga in his hand. But the off chance that he doesn't. Oh, Lady's Atheno. Into what? Oh gosh. Does he have lethal? Like, why would he just play it by itself? Oh, because he's able to train everything then? Wow. Or maybe he doesn't? If we top deck another Seal of Blood or even Hand of Adal, that's really, really good for us. But that's fine too. Because we can play this with Jitterbug. And we kind of have to trade here. Right? Yeah. We have to get that off the board. Fury is perfect to see. That reload is going to be necessary. And it only draws us, what, 1, 2, 3 cards? And is this undead? Nope. Okay, so it draws us 1, 2, 3 cards. Yeah, it's fine. The faster we can find the Countess, the better. Maybe this is just... It has to be Big Demon Hunter. Like, I'm surprised that we haven't seen any type of big demon from them yet. So they must have opened up pretty badly, so that's good for us, because there's some scenarios where they just have the best opening hand possible, and I'm just like, this is so irritating. Oh, Seal Blood's nice. Oh, this is amazing. Now we have to be careful because we are taking quite a bit of damage. They could potentially like magically have lethal on us, and that's not good. If he has the big 9 or what 8 mana 9 mana 9/9. Okay, yeah, it didn't matter. Yeah, he could potentially like hit us for lethal if he had the correct like rush guy for it or whatever. But I think we're okay there.